MOU update and Q&A. My name is Maranatha. I am also known as Miss Maranatha to my preschoolers at Acorn Woodland CDC, and I'm also known as Mama to my two boys who are also OUSD students.
Hi everyone, and my name is Tua Mae, and I am a preschool teacher at Highland Child Development Center, and I am also an OUSD parent. As OEA members, Maranatha and I both have the pleasure of representing our school, our preschool families, and teachers on the OEA bargaining team. Maranatha?
Tua and I are here today to give you an update about the MOU negotiations we were in yesterday, with a particular focus on safety and also early childhood education, a topic that many of you may have questions about. We'll be using the same process we've been using in the previous two live streams. Tua and I will give you a quick update on where things stand and then take your questions. If you have a question about the MOU or the negotiations, just type it into the YouTube comment section of the live stream. As we receive your questions, we will do our best to answer them. There will also be other bargaining members answering questions within the chat. If we aren't able to give you an answer today, we'll work to get you an answer in our next update. Today's live stream will be about 20 minutes, after which the bargaining team will be meeting to look at the MOU language in preparation for another meeting with the district later today. With that said, I'll turn it over to Tua, who will give you an update on ECE and also what happened in bargaining yesterday. Tua?
Thank you, Maranatha. First, before we get into any details, I would like to start by telling you all a little bit about early childhood education, or as we call the ECE program within OUSD. We serve students within the ECE program from ages 3 to 5 years old. Also, there are about 28 child development centers within OUSD, and there are approximately 66 preschool teachers within the district. We have two full-day programs, one run from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., and the other run from 8:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. We also have a state pre-K program that has AM and PM sessions. And lastly, we have the school-age program, which is an after-school program for the elementary students. Although OUSD preschool teachers are OEA members, some preschool teachers have different work schedule than other K-12 members of OEA. Also, the ECE department is funded differently. Okay. So for this MOU, since all of us are living through this pandemic, we believe that all child development centers within OUSD should be treated no differently than K-12, TK-12, sorry, as far as safety is concerned. The district has proposed that 6 ECE centers be open next Monday, July 20th, for in-person instruction. OEA is asking to delay the scheduled reopening of these 6 centers because we are holding the district accountable to the 6 criteria from our draft MOU. OEA would like to ensure the conditions and safety criteria are met prior to opening any ECE centers. OEA safety criteria entails, and Maranatha, would you like to read criteria 1?
Absolutely, Tua. Criteria 1, the threshold for determining in-person instruction relies on a downward trajectory and near zero incidences of documented cases, hospitalization, and positivity rates for at least 14 days in any of the school communities in Oakland from Alameda County's COVID-19 infection data. The threshold must be maintained in order to preserve in-school instruction, and the district must have a detailed and adequate science-based testing and contact tracing program for all students, families, and school staff paid for and supervised by Alameda County's Health Department. Criteria 2, 2A.
Thank you, Maranatha. The district shall establish and maintain safe environments, provide PPE, develop clear protocol and procedure for maintaining safe and healthy facilities and social distancing to address possible COVID-19 cases at schools sites. Now, is that such a hard thing? Is that too much to ask, do you think, Maranatha?
No, not at all, Tua. And at this time, we are ready to take your questions. Again, we may not be able to answer all of them right now. We will do our best. And if we are not able to, we will try to get to those in the next live stream. And while we are focused on safety and especially early childhood education, feel free to ask any questions you would like. And Tua, the first question today is, what is the status of ECE bargaining?
Well, that's a great question, Maranatha. So the district is planning on opening 6 pilot centers, as we spoke about earlier. However, OEA main focus has been around safety and especially how we can keep our community safe. As of now, we are still in negotiation and nothing has been finalized. So I'm going to see if I can ask another question that I see here. Is it true that ECE sites are opening? If so, which sites are opening and why? Maranatha?
All right. Yes, it is true. The district is planning on opening some pilot classrooms within 6 CDC centers next Monday, July 20th. These centers are United Nations CDC, which will have 2 classrooms open, Bella Vista CDC, another 2 classrooms, Highland CDC, International CDC, Manzanita CDC, and Lockwood CDC, all of which will have 1 classroom each. Even though the district is proposing the reopening of these CDC centers, OEA wants the district to ensure the safety of the children, staff, and families at these pilot sites, and they want to make sure that remains the #1 priority. Do you have anything to add to that, Tua, before we go on to the next question?
No, I think you said it great, Maranatha, but I see a question here that says, how do you feel about the district reopening ECE? I think we already addressed that, right? Did we talk about how we feel about it, about the district open? No, you can go ahead. How do you feel about the district opening ECE next week? And as parent, would you send your kids?
Okay, I will answer that. How do I feel? I feel that it's not time. I feel like the rates are too high at this point to be putting our children and our staff into the schools for in-person instruction. Would I send my children? No, especially knowing for early childhood, those children are all about touching. It's all sensorial. They want to touch, they want to feel, they want to hug. Maybe, you know, we are saying to wear masks, but for the littles, maybe they are having a hard time wearing their mask. And again, they're close to you. Maybe when they come into school, they're upset because they're starting a new school year. They're sad, they're crying. We need to comfort them, hug them. Maybe they're not wearing the mask because they're already feeling that the discomfort of being at school, right? And so we're just allowing all of the possibilities for COVID-19 to spread. And I just don't feel like it's time yet. How about you, Tua?
I agree with you. I'm all about thinking about the science, right? We have information out there where it says that there's a possibility that, you know, little children could be carriers. We don't know. And children comes from homes that have, you know, may have grandmothers and mothers and fathers. Everybody's working. So we want to keep our community safe. So as OEA, we're looking at the 2 criteria put out to the district, and we're not saying, you know, all we're saying is that make sure that, you know, it's safe for these babies to go in, our staff to go in, our teachers to go in, and make sure that the community is safe. You know, that's the bottom line. So I don't think, you know, it's such a, you know, big question that we're asking, you know, it's not a big ask from the district. You know, it's just like we're watching every day, you know, the rate of COVID is going up, especially within Oakland. So we just want to make sure that everyone's safe, right? So thank you for asking that question. And I'm trying to see the next question.
I found one. Can I share one? I see one that I like.
Please, hurry.
Thanks. It says, who is going to clean all the toys and educational manipulatives? Are they going to share materials?
Well, that's a great question. That's something that we're still negotiating. That was something we put in our bargaining. So we're still negotiating on that with the district. Who's going to do that? We don't know. We'll make sure we'll let you know when we have an answer from what we're bargaining on, because we are very open and transparent. OEA is open and transparent, and we would definitely try to update you. We are doing this every day on what's going on. So that's a great question, and we'll make sure that we let them know that, you know, people are asking these questions. So it's not just coming from us. Everyone wants to know the answer. Maranatha, do you have anything to add to that?
I guess the only thing is, I mean, that is a very good question, because there is going to be a lot of toys to clean. And where we'll need the extra people, the extra time, custodial services. And that also brings up into my mind the fact that, you know, sometimes we didn't have people coming in to clean our classrooms as it is, and now we need extra cleaning to happen in our classrooms. Also, as far as like soap and paper towels and hand sanitizer, there were many days that I had to go out of pocket for those materials or ask my families to buy those materials for the classroom. And so, you know, when we're thinking about keeping the materials clean, that's another thing that we have to make sure that we hold the district to, which also implies that we need to come to an agreement before any sites open. We need to make sure that we are in agreement with the district on safety before any sites reopen. All right, do you want to ask the next question, Ms. Tua?
Sure. I see here, what are the tools that we have, you know, OEA to force, what are the tools that we have OEA to force the district to follow safety? Can we just can we just open school can we just not open school on July 20th if they don't abide? Well, that is another awesome question, because I'm thinking, Maranatha, I'm thinking we should probably pull up all these questions and, you know, give it to the district during the bargaining, right? Well, we did give them our two, right now we're bargaining on safety, right? So we did give them the two criteria that both Maranatha and I read. And in there, we asked them these things, are things that we ask from them to provide. And so definitely is a bargaining, we're bargaining on it, and it's an issue that we're saying that, hey, in order for our children to go into these centers, these 6 centers that you're opening, we want to make sure that you have abide by these criteria that we put out. And also that we want to make sure that our babies are safe. We want to make sure that our teachers are safe. And we want to make sure our families and communities are safe. So we're bargaining on it, and hopefully that they can, you know, meet us and see the importance of, you know, maybe not sending in our children and our family as early. We're not saying, we're just saying postpone it or something, or make sure that everything is in place before you open. So that's what we're asking for. So yeah, you know, Maranatha, do you have anything you want to add to it?
I do. I'm thinking about the fact that there is some funding attached to that reopening, and the district doesn't want to lose that funding, and that's why the push is to open it sooner. However, considering the pandemic that we are currently in, it feels that that could be placed under crisis distance learning rather than in-person instruction for the safety of our community. All right, let's see, we're almost out of time. I bet we only have time for one more question, Tua, so let's find a good one. Oh, here's one. Are you bargaining for outdoor classrooms where possible?
Outdoor bar. Well, that was something that we, and again, what we're bargaining for, there's all these things that we took into considerations, right? We talked about indoor classroom, outdoor classroom, outside play, inside play, everything that we could possibly think of happens during the school year, you know, as teachers. And so we're putting all these scenarios out there, but even if we have outdoor bargaining, again, we have to go back to the science, right? Because I mean, right now they're saying maybe when you're outside, but because everything is a guesstimate right now, we really don't know what the real, you know, the actual answer is. So instead of us, you know, saying this is going to work, we're saying let's follow the science. What is it saying out there? You know, what is important? Is it important to go in and find out later after someone has captured COVID-19, you know, as a result, or is it important to make sure that we follow what the science says? So safety is our number one, or is OEA number one priority right now? And that's what we're looking for, and that's what we're asking for. But that's a great question. I mean, Maranatha, do you have anything else that you would like to add to it?
I do agree that first and foremost, let's look at the data, the science before even deciding to reopen. That being said, yes, there is some language around outdoor classrooms and allowing more cover for incremental weather so that we can spend 80 to 100% in outdoor classrooms. So that is within our draft MOU. Let's see. You think we have time for one more, Tua? We have about 3 minutes.
I see a question that says, how can we help?
Oh.
That's a great question. Advocate. If you believe that, you know, you're not ready for your babies to go in, for your children to go in, for your 3 to 5 year old to go in, advocate. You know, let your voices be heard. Call your board members. Go to the, you know, the board meeting on Wednesdays when they have it, or whenever online. Go to ousd.org and see what they're having. Call them out on their actions and things that you think that are happening. But because sometimes it's like you want them to see that, okay, you know, you're saying open in Oakland, well, this is the stats, you know. Alameda County, we're showing that the rate is going up every day. So it's important to open, it's important to not lose the funding. However, what's most important? Funding, lives. Which one is most important to you? Maranatha, you want to add?
That just got me so happy. Exactly. Which is more important, that funding or children and staff lives, community lives, which is more important? Absolutely. Okay. On that note, as I said earlier, we are continuing our talks with the district today. In the meantime, if you have not already, we encourage OEA members to review the draft MOU proposal and fill out the feedback form so that we can be sure to get your questions and concerns on the document. Thank you to those who have responded. One last thing. We want to make sure that anything OUSD announces is not final. All conditions under which we start the school year have to be negotiated.
Exactly. And make sure you tune into OEA live stream every day so you can have, you know, file updates. And OEA, usually they always put, you know, post updates on their website too. So check it out. Teachers, we send you the information every day. We send you information in the update. So if you have questions, contact your OEA, you know, leadership, contact your site reps, contact us, everything you want to know, and we'll definitely tell you because we're transparent. There's nothing we're hiding. Okay, so thank you so much for participating. Thank you for listening to us. I hope we were able to answer some questions and share some light on things that we're doing within the bargaining. It's not easy, right, Maranatha? We go long hours.
Long 12 hours a day working on this. So yes, we are here for the whole community.
Yes.
And we will keep us safe, right?
Always.
All right. All right.
Thank
Have
you
a
so
great
much.
day.